Good evening, everyone, and welcome to this round 12 version of the Melbourne Metro Recap Show. Tonight, I am joined by Toddy Simmons and Unch, as per usual. Good evening, boys.
Hello, how are we, guys?
Evening, lads. How are we going?
Good.
Now,
Good.
in case people aren't all over the NBA, which I'm sure a lot of you guys aren't, there's a reason I'm wearing the Lakers gear tonight because of the massive blockbuster trade that happened. We have got one of the best players on the planet and got him for a truckload of stuff all. So, yes, as a Laker fan, I'm very stoked. And as
isn't the loss of Davis a bit of a is that going to hurt you or not?
Yeah, for this year maybe, but the few years after that.
LeBron's getting older, mate. He's pushing 40, 41s. He's going to break down sooner or later, and that
he's
could
got
be
his son to take over.
He's terrible.
Oh, come on. Let's get real. No. What they're doing, they've traded for the future, and you'd never look a gift horse in the mouth. Mavs fans are absolutely friggin' livid that they've basically given Luka Doncic away for Anthony Davis. So
I must admit,
I'm happy.
I had no idea, mate. I was checking out my NFL stuff, and that sort of popped up on my screen. I was like, "There's no way that's happened." And then, I had to read about it, and you've Lakers done pretty well out of that. They've pretty much signed.
How did it happen?
Greatest player.
Like, seriously.
Oh.
I mean, I don't really know. I don't follow the basketball that well.
Mavericks fans have said this: the bloke, the GM for the Mavericks, needs to be shot, killed, and then dumped somewhere. It just it's absolutely gave him away. It has blown the internet up, and it has been called the most egregious trade ever.
Well, let's be honest, the Lakers will probably choke it up anyway still, so it won't really matter. It's all about my boys, Oklahoma City Thunder. Have a get on the SGA and just get amongst us.
Yes, you bandwagon jumper. You bandwagon jumper, you.
Mate, I know nothing about NBA, so I'm just running with something.
No, that's all right. So as per usual, jump on the chat, everyone, or drop in some questions and we'll hopefully get to them. Now, like last week, I just wanted to let everyone know that Nari Warren are having their fundraiser on for Cam Bell, who's fallen ill. So as I said last week, unfortunately, Cam's fallen very ill. He's unable to work, unable to bowl, unable to do, basically support his family at the moment. So, Nari Warren, I've got this sports night on with Peter Dacos, Anthony Koutafidamides, Jack, I think I'm a gun Ginnivan, and Barry Michaels. He's not. Barry Michaels and Lester Ellis. So, everyone get involved. As I said last week, if you can't get to the actual event itself, please feel free to bring the club and donate what you can. Toddy, you said you were going to donate some gear last week. So
yes, and just on that, I inboxed the Narry Warren Bowls Club Facebook page, and I haven't got a reply back from last week. So
come on, boys,
there might be a few others there. I just asked how I can donate, what the best way is to send over or deliver or what have you, and I haven't heard back. So hopefully someone's listening from the club that can follow up with that on the Facebook page.
Email is on there, narrybowlsclub@bigpond.com. Again, I've seen sometimes that particular Facebook pages aren't manned by people at the club because they've previously been run by people that don't understand Facebook properly. So if you run into that, that's the email address, narrybowlsclub@bigpond.com. So get behind the club and raise some good money for Cam.
I'm sure that if my dog starts being too stupid again tonight, I'll donate a dog as well. That's for sure.
Now, fellas, do you remember my bets from last week? Hey?
Yes.
Hey, look at them.
Yes,
they've all come in.
Look at that. Boom, 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 boom.
Get around
I don't know about all of them yet, mate.
Get it?
No, that's definitely not home and host yet, mate. That's for sure.
We'll get to the results. You're almost there. So yes, Graham Baker today posted about his last 3 games qualifications and rah. So that got up pretty quick. Somebody posted about the heat policy came up twice.
Do you guys work? Like, what do you do during the day? Just look at Facebook or something?
Mate, I work at Hensel, mate. So, not a lot, really.
Yeah. I work at home for a living, so, do my own hours, if any. Clarkie plays horribly at the Dandy 12K because Lucas is just asking. Hey,
definitely, 100%. He was terrible, 100%. That should have been $1.01.
Mate,
Never again, I see.
Be better, Clarky. Be better.
No. Anyway, Mitcham to become second. Croydon, we did bounce back and knocked over Baronia. So I'd put it at $1.50. It's a long-ranging one, but
that's not cleared yet. So don't go and collect your bets yet, everyone. That's 4 out of 5 is in. Definitely that Clarky playing terribly at Dandenong Club. That was just a moneymaker, that one. I hope that people put a big amount of cash on it because it was terrible.
I wasn't much better on Saturday either. So anyway,
awesome. Could have said I was a form.
I was saying to Toddy, I've just hit really bad form at the wrong time of the season. So
it's pretty easy, mate. Just don't think about it. Peg them down, and it'll come back. It's all good.
Yes, Lucas, I know. Be better. Craig Moore's just come online, Toddy, and said he'll jump on. Craig Moore's from Narry, so he said he'll jump on and fix it all.
Awesome.
So TAB bets for this week. I didn't have many to come up with, so Toddy come up with Deer Park to win the Premier League again at $1.35.
Yeah, it's always a fair chance.
Yeah,
that's a good bet.
Clarky's going to get the sack from skipping for the rest of the season at $1.18.
I've actually got up to date odds on that, and it's actually into $1.08.
Yeah, that wouldn't surprise me at all. I haven't read the teams yet. I've avoided them all day. And Middle Park to go unbeaten for the rest of the season, $1.65, but it's getting skinnier every week.
Get unbeaten
all the way through.
Until finals?
Divisional finals. No, divisional finals all the way through.
To win the section or win the division?
No, win the division. Unbeaten all the way through to the division.
That's a big call.
Not my call. Not eight.
Well, it is because it's on your betting thing.
Yeah, I reckon you might have chucked that one in, Clarky, and try to
look at the little sneaky grin he's got on there.
I'm still trying to get past the linguini arms.
Shut up. Look, I haven't done a workout for a while. Leave me alone.
It's all right, mate. Though these things aren't going on. So don't worry.
I'm surprised I'm not copping more of it. Clarky says even money. Yeah, I think it's better than even money. Righto, let's stop having a laugh. We'll get on to Controversy Corner. There's two things tonight. So Controversy Corner.
Did you read about what that bloke said? Yeah, I read about that. How shocking.
Oh, you can't say that.
All right, boys. First one is this Graham Baker thing. He posts it every year. No. And I have asked for Bolsvik to get back to me on whether they actually read it, whether they pay attention to it. And I got a response from Troy staff this afternoon, and he said Bowls Victoria are all over it like they normally are every year. So take that as you will.
Gives him something to do, mate.
Gives him something to do. Look, if it keeps him happy, good on him.
Exactly right.
I know. Righto. The biggest irk that has been going around the internet for a while, and many people have asked me to comment on it. I will finally comment on it, but I'll let Toddy run with this. Permit players. Permit players and how it's working and how it's held together. Go, Toddy.
Well, currently we have the structure that you can have 3 fly-in players that are from interstate, and you can have 4
players.
Yeah, well, whichever you want to call it.
Yep.
I think they're fly-ins, but yes, we'll call them fly-ins to make it easy because generally they fly in because they're from another state.
Yep.
And you can have 4 permit players, which are someone that plays in a different competition, as in for Melbourne Metro, they are a regional or country pennant player, and they can play country pennant on Friday or Saturday in their home club. Let's just pick somewhere in, Bendigo or something like that. Yep. Then if it doesn't clash, they can also play pennant on the same weekend for a Melbourne-based team. You're allowed 4 of those. There's a little bit of an issue with that because at Clayton, we have some players in our team, in our club, that play in lower grade sides that are permit players. Now, they are classified as the same player, whether they play skip in the top side or play, lead in the 4th side. If they play somewhere else like midweek compared to Saturday, then they're classified as a permit player. So I think that needs to be changed for starters so that a player that plays country bowls on Tuesday and Melbourne Metro on a Saturday shouldn't be classified as someone that plays country bowls midweek and Saturday and Melbourne Metro Pennant Saturday. And you should be allowed to have as many as you like that play one time in midweek pennant and another club as weekend pennant. They should be unlimited. I don't see why there's a limit to that. Do you understand what I'm saying, Unch?
No.
I was gone about a minute ago.
No.
Look, it's so hard for me to try to keep up with it all. There's whatever it is, it might have to be tinkered a little bit, I guess. You know, I on the complete basis of it, I don't mind it. I guess I don't know the ins and outs with this Tuesday and Saturday and stuff. The other side of it is that, I guess, given it the other side of the equation is that, you know, a lot of people don't like the permit idea just because it's players going from one club to another, to another, to another. I was talking to someone who plays up at Shep Golf the other week, and they had a couple of permit players go up to Shep Golf to play a game. And I'm pretty sure what the go was that they started later, the ones, and all of their other sides started earlier. So it actually became like a pretty big sort of club event that all the other sides came back to watch these permit players and whatnot. They made a bit of money on the bar. They had a barbie, blah, blah. So that's the other side of it, you know, like there's
100%. Yeah.
It can also be, it could be really good as well, you know, especially for the country clubs. The ins and outs, Toddy, I don't understand it, but I'll agree with you, man. If you've got a beef with it, man, I reckon I probably would as well.
well, it's not that I have a beef, but as an example, in any, like, say, Premier League team at the moment, you could have 7 players out of 16 playing that aren't, in theory, club members. And yeah, I think that's too many. Yeah. What the number should be, I don't have that answer. I'd be going closer to 2 or 3, but you can have 7 at the present time.
Yeah, and that is too many, isn't it, mate?
So that's your marquee plus your permits
plus your permit plus your marquee permit flying marquee something and plus your guy who comes off the street permit.
And you know I think it should be you can have your 3 flying players and you can have your 4 say permit players, but only 2 of them or 3 of them can play on any given weekend because they're not always all available.
Yeah,
you know, like
Sorry, mate, keep going. Sorry.
No. So like at Clayton, we've had weeks where we've had 4 and then we've had weeks where we've had none because it just doesn't work. So if we had more to select from, we could then in theory have 2 or 3 positions taken most weeks and it makes it more stable for all the sides going down.
And so here's a question then. Like, so with that permit and marquee or flying, whatever it is, you could just have your 4 permits, obviously from Victoria, let's just say country Victoria. Can you then call another 3 of fly-ins or marquees? Could they also be from country Victoria as well? And they could be classified? No, they can't.
No. The way I understand, you can only have 3 interstate and 4 like country.
Okay.
Which is permit.
But
as I said, I don't. I don't understand it. But if you're having 7 in every week, it's too many. Like there'd be people who play at say Clayton and other Prem clubs that. But probably, like I know, like if that was me and I was getting yo-yoed around for 7 players 1 week, 4 the next, 2 the next, none the next, and I'm getting yo-yo between top and second side, I'd be getting pretty dirty by it.
Yeah, it can make it hard for selection. Yeah. But my big concern is the way the permits are structured at the moment. That a player can play weekend pennant in Shepparton, and they can also play weekend pennant in Melbourne. You can only have 4 of those. Now, at Clayton, we've already got 2 of those players that play in lower grade teams that only play weekend pennant at Clayton, and then they play their midweek and state events at their home area.
Yes.
Yep.
So I think you should be allowed to have as many of those as you like that play midweek at one location and weekend at another. You should be able to have as many as you like. I know Essendon, don't quote me on the numbers, but I know last year they had quite a few that were doing that. And then this year they were trying to do it, and there was a little bit of a issue in terms of how many players they were going to have, I think, coming down as permit players, and some of them had to change to make Essendon as their home club, is what I believe, because they wanted to. They were limited to how many that they could have, which I don't really agree with. If you're not playing weekend pennant in 2 different locations, it shouldn't matter.
But then
that's where I differ. That's where I differ. So I don't like the idea. I don't like the idea of, and I just only use Essendon in this case because we've used it as an example. If I was any of the sides down in that Geelong League who were playing Ocean Grove, I would not accept playing them on a Friday night because you'd have them at their absolute best. Who are the people from Ocean Grove going to pick to play for Ocean Grove or Essendon?
Yeah,
I don't.
I understand that, but
I don't like the idea of them playing Friday nights at Ocean Grove, bang, coming up and playing Saturdays. I just think it's
so they're the ones that I'm saying there should be a limit to those because they're playing weekend pennant in 2 competitions.
Okay, cool. Yeah, then yes, 100%. Then I'm a bit slow, man. You know that.
Whereas I'm talking about someone that plays, let's say, on the Mornington Peninsula on a Tuesday, and they play for Clayton on a Saturday.
Got ya.
Not play Mornington Peninsula on Friday night and then play Saturday for Clayton.
Yeah, got ya. Okay.
They're 2 complete different, like permit players, but they're classed as the same at the present time.
I think there's going to be some tweaking to go with it, but in a whole, I don't mind the idea. I've actually come around to the idea of it a lot more than what I originally did. There just needs to be, as you were saying, just little finer tweaks for. I'm not going to say lower players because lower grade players because I don't want to be rude or anything, but as you're saying, mate, there needs to be a tweak on how many that can happen or how many permit players or just more so how many you can have in one side every week. I just think you look at some of the sides in Premier League, it's like, my God, one week it's a completely different side from the other week, from the next week, from the next week, from the next week. It's
like Toddy said,
can't be much of a club.
You can have 7. So this week Clayton has 7. So they've got the 3 fly-ins and 4 permit players. And then the week after they don't. So all of a sudden you're shuffling half a team around.
Yeah. Oh, good on them. If it works for you, well done.
I know. That'd drive me bonkers being on the fringe.
But we were only at Clayton, we were only able to get 2 permit players because for the past few years we've already had members that are classified as permit players. So that's where it should be a different classification.
It should be like permit A and then permit B or something like that, maybe even.
Anything that they're different. And you can have X amount of this one and unlimited that one or whatever.
But you also need to take into account, say Bundura gave me a call tomorrow and said, Clarkie, we want you. No, but I'm saying, say Bundura call me or whoever it may be, over the other side of town, Footscray, Yarraville, Footscray call. And they say, Clarkie, we want you to play next year. Well, that's great. Yeah. All right. I'll play on the Saturday, but I'm not travelling all the way there on a Tuesday to play because I play Tuesday. So Croydon's my home club. So I still want to play Tuesday and make that my home club. But all of a sudden, the Bundura, Yarraville, Footscray have got to use one of their permit players on me.
Yes. Whereas if you don't play the same pennant at 2 clubs, you should be unlimited to that. But I don't know. I'm not sure on the ruling if you're allowed to do that because you're in Metro and going to Metro. I think you have to be regional, but I'm not 100% sure on that.
No, I think it's still the same. I think it's a primary club versus you're playing your secondary playing club. I don't think it's country. I don't think it's country, country versus Metro. I think it is, and I don't know the rules specifically, but I would, from what I've seen, it is a primary club versus secondary club.
Yeah.
I'm so confused.
I'm sure there's is there plenty of comments on Facebook about this?
Not really. Only Clarkie firing up, which is normal. So,
I think it's just one that whatever it is, you just play with it.
That's right. There's no right or wrong. It's just what it is. And I look at it and think, as you were saying before about 2 or 3 or 4 players going and playing in the country, that's great. Yeah. But also on the flip side, if they're already a strong team and they get 2 or 3 very good Premier League players and they're playing a bottom or lower grade team, it's not going to be much of a spectacle, No,
it's not. And it's probably more so like, let's say for I know that Yatesy goes and plays at Cobram when he can. Yeah. But Yates's got the affiliation with Cobram. You know, he's greenkeeping up there. It's almost like his second family's up there. So like something like that, I reckon it's fantastic.
Yes.
You know, he's done his little apprenticeship up there. He knows all the people there, and there's an opportunity there's able to go up there and play. That like,
and
to
give
me,
back
that's
as
awesome.
such too.
Yeah, exactly right. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just the other one. It's just so much bowls with. I just personally don't understand how some blokes can play as much bowls as they do. Like, you must get bored of it after a while. Like, it's so much. Like, I understand it might be there living in that, and well done if it is. But yeah, it's just a lot of bowls and a lot of travelling too.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, but I suppose if it gives you extra income and you'd need that extra income, if I needed it, I'd be travelling every friggin' 5 minutes.
I got no problems with that. And like, good on you if you can get it, mate. I did it for footy, so why not? Why can't people do it for bowls? So I'll say good on you if you can get it. You can command it. You should take it if you can get it. Good on you.
Yep. Alrighty. That's enough on that. We're not bagging out Bowls Vic, by the way, on that.
Not at all.
No. And I think Bowls Vic are trying different things to make the competition stronger across the board, and they're trying new things, and like anything. Yeah, great idea. Maybe it needs a bit of tweaking. But I'm sure Bowls Vic is sitting back looking at that and saying, hey, it probably does need to be tweaked next year.
One thing's for sure, it's made the competition stronger. I don't think Premier League's been this strong ever. I think it's the strongest it's ever been, Premier League, in Melbourne.
Yeah. I could. Don't think. No, I won't. That's another topic. All good. Sorry, I won't open up the can because it could go for another hour, and I won't do that.
Jesus, Unch not opening the can. I didn't have
I'm a matured man now, so no, I'll leave that one alone.
Didn't have a punt on that one.
Maybe next week we'll have a chat about it. Who knows?
All right. Well, as per usual, if you're wondering where we get all these topical bits of information, you can go into the Bowls Talk Vic Facebook page, jump on there, become a member, or follow the group, whatever, join up the group. And, a lot of these conversations happen, and some of them are good and some not so good, but, you know, it raises interest in different things when it comes to bowls. So,
and some of them are good topics to talk about and thrash out, and you know.
This one's been going for 3 months.
Yeah, someone's got an opinion, you know, an idea that somebody didn't think of, and sometimes they're good.
And the other side is if people are talking about it, it means that people give two hoots about it. I guess. You know?
Yeah.
That's the
only thing. The only thing I will say to people, and it's starting to irk me a bit. Stop with the personal attacks on people. All right, you can have an opinion, voice your opinion, do the right thing, and just be kind to each other when you do it. You don't need to say, "Oh, you're a dickhead" or things like that. I think we spoke about this earlier in the year, mate. We did.
You don't people don't know everyone's lives or what people are going through. So just leave that alone because you just don't know. It might be a trigger. Who knows? So just if you reckon someone's a flog, that's cool. Just don't go and have a crack at them. What's the point?
Have a crack. Yep. Say it behind the scenes.
Especially over Facebook and that. It's
very easy to just keep scrolling.
Yeah, it is. Keep scrolling. Just go, oh, well, I don't agree with that. Can't be bothered. Move on. Yeah. Righto. Let's get into Premier League results. I'm actually getting lots of comments. I'll just go over these quickly. I believe Tris Doolan at the start of the year played Tuesday at Bundoora and then Saturday for Fitzroy. So, yes, they're probably a permit player. It does apply to Metro as well. Okay. So, midweek Metro, weekend Metro. Yeah. Craig Millsy's saying homework done before season on availability of fly-ins is a must.
Yes.
Exactly right, Millsy.
Yeah. Josh Barry, I am doing that this year playing at Croydon. And then playing, so is this one of your guys, Toddy? And then I'm playing at Warwick.
That'd be Clayton.
Yeah.
That's where he lives. He catches the train down to play with us.
Oh, yes. We've spoken about Joshy before.
Yeah.
Benny Simmons is asking if it's a 3-hour show tonight. No, it's not, Ben. We're getting onto it. Let's go.
I hope not, Benny. I'm trying, mate. We're trying, pal.
No. It probably will go a little.
It's hot.
I know. It probably will go a little bit longer tonight just because we're going to start looking at the weeks ahead and everything else. But let's get on to Prem results. Righto, round 12. Now, go on, Toddy. You can explain and just get people to understand that this is
you did Prem Reserve.
Yeah,
Did I?
get the right.
I've jumped forward.
Yeah.
Hang on. Jump forward 5 steps. There we go.
All right, so in Premier League, we've got Clayton 62 defeated by Altona 80. Moonee Valley 72 defeated by Yarraville 82. Bundoora 53 defeated by Melbourne 94. And Deer Park 77 beating Essendon 68. Now, we'll go through each of the games. The Clayton-Altona game, that was actually played back a few weeks ago before the first game of Pennant back. That was changed because both teams agreed because of Trans-Tasman with missing players. So both Clayton and Altona agreed to play it earlier. And unfortunately, it didn't fall in Clayton's favour, and Altona were too good on the day. They got off to an early lead of 10 to 15, and it stayed sort of between, I'm going to say, it might have got to back to 9 at some stage. But to be honest, they were in control of the game for majority of the game, and we didn't really look like winning that one at all. And then we go on to the Moonee Valley Yarraville Footscray game. That was played Friday last week, so about 10 days ago.
It was a week ago. Yep.
Yeah, and I can't remember why they did that, whether it was for fly-ins or what have you, but
I think it was.
they both agreed. I think it was because they were then going to have a double header, and anyway, it doesn't matter. They played 2 games one weekend, and that was another win for Yarraville Footscray by 10, which was probably, with the way the ladder is at the moment, with sort of 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, and that, it's every game there for those teams is really important. So it wasn't a good day for Valley there. And then Bundoora 53, Melbourne 94 was a great win for Melbourne, and obviously by the scores they were in control pretty much the whole time. And for the ladder positions, that was a big game. And then Deer Park getting over the top of Essendon by 9, but they got all 4 rinks up. So, a couple by 1 and 1 by 5 and stuff. So a bit unlucky for Essendon to have 4 rinks so close and not get a point, which really hurts, especially with how compact, the points are.
The ladder is,
for all those teams.
Yep.
So if you just want to put the ladder up, Clark.
Yeah, mate.
Please.
Yep. Click the button. Give me a second. There we go. There's the ladder. We're slowly getting there.
Yes, and I've done a spreadsheet as to who's playing who for the next few games, because we've got a couple of teams that, as you can see with the asterisk, that have got an extra game. So it's a little bit interesting because it doesn't sort of matter for Deer Parks or probably Yarraville so much. They're going to finish 1-2. That's pretty much a given. But then you go to Melbourne, Moonee Valley, Essendon, Altona, and Bundoora, and unfortunately Clayton aren't in the race anymore. But they're all relatively close. And then you've got we've got Melbourne. They have to play Deer Park and Altona again. So they're going to play Deer Park this weekend. Then they'll play Altona Friday next week. And then I believe they'll play Altona
play the catch-up
on a Saturday, which is the catch-up game from round 7 prior to Christmas.
Yeah, right.
So they got Deer Park is obviously a tough one. And then, Altona's always tough as well. They're all tough games, but that's very important. So Altona are going to need to be winning those to give themselves a chance. So, and then Moonee Valley, they play Essendon this week. And then they play Clayton in the last game.
Yep.
So you would imagine if Moonee Valley win this week against Essendon, I imagine they'll play finals just with who the others are playing, and they're playing Clayton in the last round, which we won't have any fly-ins and stuff playing with us. And then Essendon have to play, obviously, Moonee Valley, and then they play Yarraville. So they've got a tough run home as well. But as we know, anyone can win, but it's going to be tough for them. And then Altona play Bundoora, Melbourne and Melbourne. So they got a tough run, a tough finish too with playing Melbourne twice. And then obviously Bundoora play Altona this weekend. So I imagine the loser.
I think that's Toddy's dog.
Sorry about me, dog.
No, that's Toddy's.
There's a dog walking past. They'll stop in 30 seconds.
Yeah.
Bandura play
Yeah.
Altona, and then they play Deer Park twice. Enough,
see, it's not my dog
so,
twice.
yeah,
Crikey,
Bandura
you're
played
bloody
Deer
killer,
Park
Bobby.
twice. So yeah, that's obviously a tough run for Bandura as well. I think Bandura have to probably win maybe 3. 2 that have to probably be lucky to scrape in, and they played Deer Park twice, so that's tough for them. So, it'll certainly be interesting to see what happens after this weekend as to where all the teams finish.
You see, Bandura to Moonee Valley still only 16 points, so it's only a game behind.
Yeah, so, but generally you don't get 18, you get 16 generally, and you win sort of. Yeah, sorry, and when you lose, you sort of get 2 or 4. I'm sort of, mate, it's a game and a half, and they play Deer Park twice.
Yeah, that's tough.
And
that's a big ask.
And Moonee Valley play Clayton in the last round.
Yeah, righto.
So, yes.
What are you saying there, Todd?
Yeah, I didn't want to say that, but yeah.
The Bandura would be favourites to go in and win against Clayton. Sorry. Moonee Valley would be favourites to go in because, as far as I know, they're going to have their fly-ins coming to play against us as well. Yep. So, yeah. And if we're sure, we probably won't be – we'll be trying not to touch our seconds and possibly our third side. So we're not too sure who'll be playing. Yeah, because I can't play the last 2 rounds because they're both Friday nights. Yep. So, yes. But anyways, another week and you never know, things could change. So.
Toddy, I've just had a comment on Facebook about the whole dog situation.
Yeah. What dogs? They were Unch's dogs.
Mate. No, you're getting
that.
I've
got one dog, mate, and everyone knows the sound of my dog by now.
Toddy gets it again.
She's actually been awesome tonight. She's just sitting down, sort of, if I can just grab your little. Oh, there she is. Hello.
There she is. Hello.
Hello. There she goes. Hello. She just.
Well, it's funny because last week I was like, geez, because there's one dog that's noisy. And after the show, I was like, geez, he was quiet this show. And I looked down and he got a big roll of paper towel and shredded it into 5 million pieces.
Mate, I think my dog likes a dart because of I came out the back the other day and there would be smokes just getting eaten. No, here we go. I'm dead.
Joys of having animals.
Suck her a smoke and should be right. I mean, no, I won't. Sorry, animal conservation or whatever it is. No.
So Toddy, what's our predictions? So you believe it's potentially the top 3 and Moonee Valley sneaking in the door, or what are your thoughts from here out, considering the draw?
I reckon there goes me dogs again.
Yeah.
I don't know. I got a feeling it'll be. I think that it'll finish up how it is at the moment. If I had to predict now, I think that's how it'll finish up. Because I think if Essendon beat Moonee Valley this weekend, then Essendon have to beat Yarraville the following week to guarantee a spot. So, yeah, I think it's very close to how it is. But, hey, it's sport. You never know.
Yeah. Do you need a minute, Toddy? Do you need a minute for the dog?
You go into a Prem Reserve and I'll just go
on. We'll go to Prem Reserve. Okay. Anyway, we're going to do the ad.
It's not my dog. I can't believe it. This is super.
I know. Now we're going to do the ad for our wonderful sponsors, Hooded Life. So, again, bowls cloths for any of the clubs out there looking for a team bowls cloth. Toddy's offering 150 bowls cloths for the price of 100, so that's $6 a towel, which is great value. They're awesome towels, as I keep saying every week. I give mine out to plenty of people, and there's been plenty of people commenting and saying how good the towels are. So, by all means, get your club organised. Or you want personal towels done up. You could probably do I think he did me 50 for a decent price. So, again, if you want personal towels done up, I'm sure he can do a minimum order of 20 or something. So, Toddy's been very good to me. And the show itself, all right, we'll get turn Toddy off mute. Righto, Prem Reserve.
Hello, can you hear me now?
He's back.
Yes, we can hear you, mate. It's all good. Prem Reserve results. Let's go, because this ladder and what's coming up is getting very bloody interesting. So, whip through the results. We've got Whittlesea 93, 3 rinks up, defeat MCC 53. So I don't know what happened with MCC this week, but that is a massive win for Whittlesea. Port Melbourne, that'll be right. I haven't put the score up. As per usual, I stuffed something up on the scores. Righto, Port Melbourne 74, 2 rinks up, defeated by Lilydale 86. So that's their 14 points. Fitzroy Victoria 76, 2 rinks up, defeated Dandenong Club 71. And Flemken 106, defeated Heathmont 46. I don't know what the hell happened to Heathmont over the weekend. So there's some big wins there, boys. Whittlesea beating MCC was one out of the box.
Yeah.
It does. Whittlesea's got Nick McIntyre's come back for the last, I think, since Christmas. So that's a massive in for them. And I'm pretty sure, if I remember correctly, that they had 4 of their last 5 at home. So they were not looking like they're in a great spot, but they weren't. I think the inner sort of thanked them, or they weren't overly too worried about it. They knew they had a few games at home that they were expecting to win.
Yep.
So. But massive win. Awesome. It's good. And it's made it really, really, really tight now. So that's
really
great.
tough. And Flemken smashing Heathmont by 60 odd. Who saw that coming?
I actually played the Heathmont on Sunday with my old lady in the mixed pairs, and I was having a chat with the lads, and they just said they just weren't in it. They just weren't good enough. They knew what the green was doing. It is what it is at Flemken, and they weren't up to it, mate. They did have a couple of boys. I know they had Finton pulled out. One of their skips pulled out Friday night, I think. He had COVID or something like that. And I think there was another one. So there was a couple that were out. But, just a dirty day for Heathmont. But, over the last, say, month, they've been incredible. So one bad day is probably not going to be the end of the world for them. I'm sure they'll bounce back. So, but, it's not what you want to see. That's for sure.
Yeah, just a quick question, Unch, because I forgot about that. How'd you go with your mum? Because I know you were talking about it Wednesday night, and you said you were just going for shits and giggles, and you've almost made it through.
Oh, it was tough. Let's be honest. My old lady plays Divi 7, so it was. She showed me up. She showed me how to bowl, which was good. No, it was. To be honest, mate, it was great. I was first time I ever got to play with my old lady.
Yep.
It was just something that needed to be done, and that was great. It was. I really enjoyed myself, and as I said to my mum, I'm just like, you're not as bad as I thought you were going to be. I was really expecting I was expecting the worst. I got to be honest with you. I was seeing my mum play netball and that, and it's not much chop, so. I was thinking it was going to be pretty embarrassing, but nah, she was. It was grouse. It was, and I know she was proud. She was proud as punch, mate. So we didn't win, but we went there just to score, so we didn't have to drop our pants, and we did that.
Good.
With a couple of ends to go, we were only a couple down, mate, so we had a chance, and I did go away, but no, it was really, it was a good thing to do, mate. I enjoyed it, and the old lady probably loved it. So.
Yep.
Nice. We've done it once now, but that'll be it. Won't happen again.
So what? You've given her the same line that you gave me?
No, she was better than you, mate. She can play with me anytime. If it's a choice out of her or you, I'm going Division 7, mum, every day of the week.
The way I've been playing, I probably deserve to be.
I've been trying to get that out of my mind, mate. I've been trying to. I've been trying to sleep, mate.
I put down one or two good ones.
It was terrible.
Yeah,
it was
all right.
Terrible,
Anyway.
Toddy.
In a roll up.
Don't do it.
It's all about. Come on, it's all about Pennant. We're not here to talk about me. Righto.
Hey, you brought it up, champ.
Yeah. All right. Anyway. Righto. We're just going to look at the later, and we're just going to hang on this for a bit. So, now I've gone back 2 weeks and had a look at the ladder and seen how much movement there has been. So, MCC is sitting pretty well on top. But after their loss on the weekend, it's not a given that they're going to finish on top. But you'd almost back them in, but who knows after a result like that.
They're going to finish on top. They're
You would think so.
25 ahead. Yeah. They're safe.
But looking at Fitzroy, right? Fitzroy were 5th 2 weeks ago, and they've won 2 in a row and added 28 points to theirs, and they're into 2nd. So this is how quickly things can change. Port was 2nd 2 weeks ago, and they've dropped 2 on the trot. Lilydale were 4th, so they've gone 1-1. Heathmont were 3rd, and they've lost the last 2, and only added 4 points doing it. So they've, they've put themselves in a real pickle.
It goes to show you how important the rinks are when you've got 3, 4, 5, and 6 teams, all with the same wins.
Yeah, well, that's right. So they've only added 4 points in the last 2 weeks, so not great. And I'm sure the guys at Heathmont aren't overly happy with those results for the 2 weeks.
But it's still in their hands. So
absolutely. It's awesome. It's such a good cop. This is the way it should be.
Yeah. So if we look at Flemchem, they've won the last 2 in a row and added 31 points. Whittlesea, who are now 7th, they've won their last 2 on the trot and added 32 points. And Dandenong Club have lost the last 2 in a row. And they were 6th. Yeah. So this is absolutely flipped on its head.
Oh, mate, and it probably will the next 2 weeks. You know, like,
I know.
It's great. It's good. Like talking to Joshy Sanders on Sunday and, you know, having a chat to him about it all. And he just goes, oh, mate, he's just like, every game's a final now. It's like every game's a final.
Yeah, there's 8 finals left to play, really, isn't there?
Yeah, exactly right, mate. And it's he's like,
and then start
you
the
wouldn't
finals.
want it any other way.
No.
Yeah.
Which is but it's good. It's great to actually sit there and have a division, I guess what you call it, or section that is just swapping and changing every week. It's awesome.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. And I
want to be part of it? No way.
No, mate.
Thank you.
That's the thing. For some of the Div 1 clubs, I've been looking at the weeks ahead. For Premier Reserve, I'm not even touching it. Why have a look at who's coming up? Because anybody's going to be able to beat anybody. Doesn't matter where it's played. It could be played in the car park and you'd still get some weird result. So, hey,
I think the strangest one out of that is probably Dandy Club, though. Like, they probably went into the season thinking they were going to be sort of probably pushing to win the whole thing, and you know, now with 2 games to go, they're sitting rock bottom. It's unreal.
And they've got a decent war chest to sort of dip into, so.
And they probably have.
Yes.
But so, where was it? So they played Flemken away last week, as in a week ago, and then they played Fitzroy away. So maybe it's they're winning more at home and not winning away. I'm not sure.
As you know, man, you've got to win it's double points if you win away from home, really.
And the week before they played Heathmont away and lost.
Yeah. But
and then they played Dandenong at home and won. So the last 4 they've won 1, and it was the home game.
And they've got two home games left.
I think, right. Yeah, and I think Dandenong,
Melbourne and MCC.
Oh, yeah,
Dandenong at home at the moment will be a bit of a tougher
tough
beat too.
games.
Yeah.
But as we were saying, like anyone's beating anyone, mate. So it's just it's so hard to show, which is great. As I said, I wouldn't want to be part of it. That's it's a bit too much on every game for my liking. But it's gonna be a ring a ding ding. I guess you could
ring a ding ding. Yes, it will be. So, that's what. Brent B's only been 2 years?
And well done to them. Like that's something that's only come in not that long ago, and it's working.
Yeah,
it's working. That's how close it's going to be. That's super.
Yeah.
Yep. All right, so we'll get on to Div 1 because this has got wonderful, fairly decent results and things like that in it. So if we look at the Div 1 Section 1 results from the weekend, we've got Melton 69 defeated by Glenroy 76, and I know Dean mentioned this last week that people are almost scared to play Melton at the moment because they're a little bit unpredictable, and they've already, Dean was mentioning that a few of the sides out there are worried that Melton are well and truly good enough to knock them off, therefore mucking around with finals expectations, etc. Deer Park 78 defeated Club Sunbury 70. Yarraville Footscray 80 defeated by Brunswick 93, and we'll get on to Brunswick in a minute. I know, they're making a big run. And Aberfeldy 78 defeated by Kingsbury 89. So even Aberfeldy are putting up a bit of a fight late in the season. Now, we'll go to the ladder and I'll just tell you a bit of analysis that I've done. So we'll have a look at this.
This will be interesting, Toddy.
Yeah, well, Glenroy's in the finals. They've cemented their spot. I almost ticked Club Sunbury, but mathematically they haven't.
Mathematically,
yet snagged it.
mathematically,
Not
they
even
haven't.
mathematically in.
They haven't snagged it, and the way Brunswick's going, anything's possible. And if we have a look at this ladder, Kingsbury in 4th have won 2 on the trot. Brunswick in 5th have won 2 on the trot. Yarraville Footscray were 4th 2 weeks ago, and they've dropped now to 6th, losing 2 in a row. So again, this section is pretty tight, and coming into the last 2 weeks, anything's possible. So
and having a look at it, like, you know, Brunswick's got Deer Park and I think Glenroy in the last couple of weeks. So, you know, that's going to.
Yeah, but that's the way they're going.
And,
I know.
Oh, that's
and
what I mean. And it's
the way they're going.
Right.
They're not going to be worried about it either. So
no, and as just looking at it, you know, Club Sudbury's got Kingsbury in one of the games coming up. You know, it's so that the top 5 or even the top 6 are all sort of. They're all playing against each other as well. Yeah, well,
yes.
Yarraville's not out of the equation. No, they're only.
Yeah.
Is that 10?
Yeah.
19 points or whatever that is.
Yeah.
You know, they're still a good chance. So.
Well, even relegation.
Unfortunately for Aberfeldy, it hasn't been a good year, but.
No.
You know.
But even look at Melton in terms of relegation. They're 1 win away. If Yarraville drop a game, Melton win a game, they swap.
Yeah.
So. Again,
it's just turmoil. It's grass.
I know. Well, that's the thing. You can say Yarraville, Footscray, they're a chance to make the finals. They're also a chance to get relegated. So that is
what is it? 2 go out in each section.
Yeah, 2.
Two go
and
out.
Yarraville play Glenroy at Glenroy this weekend.
Well, there you go.
Where Melton's got Kingsbury.
At Kingsbury, yeah.
So yeah, and then the next week, Club Sunbury's got. Oh no, we've got Melton's got Aberfeldy. And Yarraville's got Deer Park, so
so that
it's every game's going to mean something, and that's what it should be.
You would really on that Yarraville have to win 1 game. You would imagine out of the last 2 to be safe.
Yes, because Melton's got Aberfeldy in the last game.
Yeah. So you say that in theory they're going to win that one, and then they need to hope that they don't win this weekend.
Geez, are you trying to fire up the Aberfeldy people or what? Oh, no, they should win that game in the last
go based on.
Yes, I know.
You got to go based upon, how the last 12 weeks have gone.
Yeah, but you look at Aberfeldy, but both times they played against Glenroy, mate. I think there was 2 shots and 3 shots the difference. So they're up, they can match it with the best in the section. So they might just come over with a little cheeky, sneaky charge and annoy a couple of sides or bugger up a couple of sides for finals ambitions.
And you know what? And sometimes
I'll back in the boys at Aberfeldy.
Yeah, and at the end of the season, they know their fate for the year. They've got nothing to lose. You go out there and just play and have fun. Yeah. And sometimes that's enough to get you over the line.
And sometimes that's the scary part of it, isn't it? You don't know what people are going to play. They're just playing, cool, I'll just play this. And then the next thing you know, you're 14 down with 6 ends to play and whatever.
Someone else's season.
They start playing more aggressively and start driving at everything. And yes, very much like somebody else.
They just start shooting from the hip, mate. And
that's right.
Off they go.
Start swinging from the fences, as they say. All right, so that's Section 1. Section 2, let's bring their results up. Now, this is another very interesting. Oh, no, it's not. Actually, now that's not that it's not interesting, but anyway.
Sort of.
Yeah, so Beaumaris 74.
It is at the bottom side of it.
It is in the bottom side, yes. So Beaumaris 74 defeated Blackburn 58. Richmond Union went down to Middle Park, as anyone would expect. All 4 rinks up there.
Oh, what are you trying to say?
What? Just as. I mean, you got undefeated Middle Park.
That's all right. Yeah, that's all right.
I'll get into it. Just let me read the results.
I'm getting out of here before 10 o'clock tonight.
Yeah, Rabin 92 defeated Melbourne 78, and Bentley 79 defeated by EEBC 87. So the way that worked out this week, EBC have won 3 on the trot, but 2 of those have been against Bentley and Blackburn. So in the bottom 4. Next week we've got. Yeah, I know. I'll bring up the ladder because the ladder will make more sense of this. So this week, Middle Park take on Bowie. So that'll be a very interesting game. EBC's got Richmond Union at home, so I can't see them dropping a game there. So that could potentially move them up into second. And Moorabbin has Blackburn, so that's potentially another win there. So Beau Morris could, if they drop that game against Middle Park and the other two results go the way that or you would think they would, Bowie all of a sudden goes from second down to fourth. So that's interesting.
Tell you what, as you know, Clarkey, we played against my old mate Brendo during the week, and
we did.
Tell you what, if they play anything like they did against us, and the rest of the side can jump on his shoulders and let him carry it home, he was awesome. So if they're in a bit of form like that, and I know Brendo will get the boys up and going. My man,
is he still using the pink balls?
You know it, and socks up too.
Yes,
loving it. Still a cracking look. I love him. Just a superstar of the game. Just love the man.
Yeah,
he was just awesome. I love him.
Was a very good bloke. I met him and I just went, geez, you're a good bloke. So, had a lot of fun that night.
On that on the ladder, going back, if you don't mind putting it up, please, Clarkey. I've done a little bit of analysis myself.
Oh, but Jesus, Unch. What?
Thank you. Hello.
Let's go.
Well, I only got this analysis because I was talking to someone on Sunday and I was saying, geez, that's section 2's poo. The bottom 4 are no good, whatever. And someone overheard me. I must have been talking too loud. And he was from Blackburn, so he put his 2 bob in, and he was saying, that this week's pretty much their week. They've got Middle Park the last week, and by the sound of the way he was talking, they've resounded to the fact that, or not resounded to the fact that they understand that the chances of winning that probably aren't that great. And so who they got? They got Moorabbin this week. So that's if you got to call up your Darwin Sports bet bookie, maybe that might be a little cheeky one to throw in at odds. The Blackburn to get over the mark against Moorabbin.
So, can I just clarify one thing? Your research of this round was actually saying the wrong thing, getting caught out and getting told off.
Mate. Yeah, that's exactly right. That's exactly right. And I was told.
No, that's good. Well done. Good work.
It made me look at the ladder, and I actually it's the first time I've looked at the ladder for probably a while, and I was told pretty hands downly that no, it's just we've got to win this week. So I'll back Blackburn.
Ooh,
the way I was spoken to, I reckon they're a big chance.
Yeah.
Now, while we're at it, and I know Brendan Elliott keeps posting on the chat, so we'll read this because I read about it during the week. The Frankston Dolphins had a successful day on Saturday with their 5th annual Pink Day on Saturday. You've already said Saturday. Some good results on the green. That just skipped up. And Frankston Metro kept on our winning ways, defeating Noble Park by 20 shots. Frankston Metro 81, 3 rinks up, defeating Noble Park 61. And I know it was a big fundraiser. They posted on Facebook, so it was a big fundraiser for the, breast cancer. So it's the Jane McGrath Foundation type thing. So I could be wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong, Brendan.
Awesome.
Yeah, no, so they raised a lot of money there, so they do it yearly. So well done, the Frankston Dolphins there. Righto, Udge.
Most definitely.
Yep. The ever-important Div 1, Section 3.
It's no more important than any other section, let's be honest.
I know, but, we're personally involved, so. Yarra Glen 96, all rinks up, defeated Croydon 60. Mitcham has knocked over top of the ladder Laylaw 77-71. Vermont South 70, defeated by Whittlesea 78. And Mooralbark 59 was defeated by Bundoora 93. So we'll get on to that. I know our boys at Croydon came back rather forlorn, weren't overly pleased with their performance. So Yarra Glen had a big day out there on Saturday, knocking our Croydon boys off, which makes the ladder nice and interesting.
And they were close on the ladder. They were very close on the ladder before.
Yeah, I think
Croydon
was third.
And having a look at this, and having a look at the size, there was a few changes at the Croydon side as well. I don't know if it was at its what would you call it, at its peak, sort of.
No,
at its best side, I guess, with a couple away and whatnot. So
yes,
no. You've got to take that into consideration as well.
Oh yeah, yes and no, but
there was a couple out.
Well,
lot
it
of the better
it
players.
hasn't been as strong as it could be all year. Clarkey hasn't been in the team,
Oh,
so
geez.
you know.
Oh, that's why they were going all right. I saw it, mate. There's no chance what I saw after Wednesday night. No chance.
I'm just hitting bad form
None.
at the wrong end of the year. It's just shocking form at the wrong end of the year. So
it was, Toddy. It was shocking.
yeah, okay, we don't. It's just, all right, I'll give myself one of those. Yes, Clarky, be
Thank
better.
you.
All right, righty.
Awesome.
Let's go to the ladder here, and there are some movements in the ladder. So we'll see Laylaw up top, Mitcham second. Now, not to take away from Laylaw at all, but there was a particular person missing because they were playing Trans-Tasman. Unch, and I'll ask the question, and you can be somewhat honest, up to you. With Laylaw missing,
of course.
matting, well, is Laylaw significantly worse off having Matty Lucas out? You know, because potentially he's got Trans-Tasman during the finals. So is Matty Lucas? I suppose the question for me to ask, because I'm a nuffy.
I'm not gonna say that any side is worse or better or anything like that. You're probably in any side, footy, cricket, whatever. If you're missing your best player, you're probably not going to be as good as you can be if you have your best player in there. I believe, talking to a few of the lads, and Layla boys are grouse. They're straight down the line. When you're out there playing, it's game on. But after the game, love having a frothy with them. Great blokes, and they'll happily let you know what's going on. I believe Matty will be available for one of the finals. I don't know if it's the semi or the grand final, but I believe
it'll probably be either the Saturday or a Sunday.
It's one of them. So, which is good. You know, whoever's got to play against them, you want to play against the best. And I guess the other side of this, there's, the Hilly's rink that got hold of Seb. You know, they're not going to have bad days like that again. You know, we were probably lucky enough that things went our way a little bit on that rink, and
yeah, because there was one.
I'm not going to say it wasn't a good win.
Major result.
But, it was just probably a few cards fell our way the right way, and sometimes you need them, And once again, the sky is not falling on our heads as of yet, so we're going all right.
As predicted.
It was last night.
Mate, don't talk about last night. I hate thunder and lightning. I did not get a minute's sleep.
I love it.
Worst night ever.
All right, so let's knock it over.
I was in with the kids, mate.
Oh, wuss. Anyway.
I hate it. It's terrible.
I'm not going to comment. So, yes, Bundoora, again, I've already flagged. Well, Mitcham is home for the final. That's why I reckon they'll stay second.
Are we? Cool.
Yes, mate, you're in. You're in. It's done. So you're
I
in the finals. All right, yes, fantastic. You're in the finals. It just depends on position now.
Why? If they get 2 zeros, they can go out.
I basically said they're in by they're 3 games clear.
I like it. Let's run with that.
They're 3.5 games. 3.5 games clear. Let's be honest. Come on, or 2, whatever it is. Okay. So Bundoora a couple of weeks.
Cheers.
Bundoora were out of the 4 couple of weeks ago, and again, this is how tight. Literally, the top 6 now is. Bundoora were 5th. They've won 2 on the trot. Croydon have lost 2 on the trot, but have Vermont South this week. Mitcham have got Witkowski and then Vermont for the next 2 games. That's why I predict you're going to finish second, Unch. But anyway. This week,
I hope you're right. I'll take it. But
no. But the big one this week, which will have major connotations, is Bundoora are playing Yarra Glen. So that is a huge game for both of them.
Yeah.
Huge game. Because I think after
I'm not
that...
saying a word. Yes.
Yeah. After that, Yarra Glen have got Mooroolbark. And again, you don't forward call games, but they should win that. And Bundoora are playing Laylaw. So Yarra Glen could do a sneaky and get up into 3rd with what they've got to come. So if they've got to beat Bundoora. If Bundoora win, they're pretty much hanging on to 3rd. I think they're in 3rd and will stay 3rd. There we go. Matty O's just piped up and said, Bundoora Yarra Glen is Friday night at Bundy. So if I have spare time, that might be a
there you go. Get down there.
Decent game to go and watch, actually. So this
Great game of Divi 1.
This top 5 could change very quickly. But as I said, I think Laylaw and Mitcham are
Who's Croydon got, Clarkie?
we have got Vermont South this week.
Vermont South.
And then we've got then we've got Whittlesea. And I believe earlier
that's still open.
Oh yeah, and if memory serves me correctly, I reckon we drew to Whittlesea at Croydon earlier in the year. So again, Whittlesea are going to be out.
Yes,
they're going to be out to upset a few people and potentially sneak in, although highly unlikely. So, yes.
And they're a good side. Like when we played against them at Whittlesea, mate, we shouldn't have beaten them. They should have beaten us. So,
But there's also nothing better if you can't make finals to stop someone else.
Yep.
Well, at least you got something to play for then, didn't it?
Yeah, that's right.
Yep.
All right, move on. We'll get off that section now.
Yep. And Lucas has just piped up saying Queensland pennant is on. So that's probably why Matty Lucas is going to be a bit...
he's available. He's definitely available for one of the finals. Yep.
Okay. All right. Div 1
100%.
section. Yep. Div 1 section 3. Div section 4.
4.
Pakenham 94 defeated Parkdale 68. Narre Warren 96 defeated Keysborough, 3 ranks up there. Mentone Edge were defeated by Cheltenham 74-85. So that's a good win by Chelt there. And Cranbourne 62 got defeated by Mulgrave 84. So we'll flick to the ladder and I'll tell you a few things about what's going on.
Yeah, that was a big win from Mulgrave. That's given them a nice little. It's given them a bit of a break from Cranbourne and the others now. So
Cheltenham,
that could maybe sort of cement them in finals.
Yes, Cheltenham, who are now in third, have won the last 2. So that's what's jumped them up into third. Keezy, who's now in 7th relegation zone, were 6th with a game clear 2 weeks ago. They've now lost 2 on the trot. So now big games of note coming up next week. Narre Warren are playing Cheltenham. So Narre wouldn't want to be losing that game.
Are playing against Keysborough.
Yes. Now, again, Keezy
that's a big one.
Keezy will be looking to win that.
Yeah.
Yes. Because, again, Keezy lose that one and they're in a fair bit of strife. And
I reckon
Mulgrave,
Cranbourne will be looking to win that too, I reckon.
Yeah, oh, yeah. Oh, both of them, look. I know, but especially Keezy. Oh, just go on.
Sorry, mate. Well, it's only, you look at it, man, it's only 13 points between Keysborough and Cranbourne. So, if Cranbourne loses that, they could go from 5th down into relegation. So,
well, hey, and if Narre lose it, they're the same. So, literally, although it's, and again, we saw this in section 1, I think it was, the top 3 to 4, Mulgrave's not completely safe, but 4, 5, 6, 7, anything could happen in there. We look at it in 2 weeks.
Yeah, well, Narre Warren
play a completely different one.
Narre Warren play Mentone in the last round at Mentone.
Yeah, well, Mentone have lost the last couple, so.
Well, you look at
Cranbourne play Pakenham at Pakenham in the last round.
Yeah,
that's a local derby though, so that's a big that's a who knows what could happen in that one. That's a genuine local derby. Like Parkdale's got Mentone this week at Parkdale. Mentone lost the last couple, I think.
Yeah,
I wouldn't write off Snags and the boys from getting the job done then, and then they've got Cheltenham, so they've got a tough run, but you just, as I said, once again, we don't know. Everyone's beating everyone, so it's one of those ones. If Cranbourne beat Keezy this week, it probably makes Cranbourne safe, and Keezy will have to come out in the last game and win at home against Mulgrave, which they've got a home ground advantage. It's Narre Warren's probably the one I'm looking at going, ugh, I'm not, there might be in a little bit of froth and bubble, I think.
Yeah.
I mean, they're only 2 points safe at the moment.
As I said, it's that whole bottom 4 can go really.
Yeah, that's right.
Yes.
Yeah.
Or one of them could, Mulgrave, if they drop a couple, could sneak out. So again, it's
Because two go out
pretty
as
tight.
well, not one.
Yeah, see, I keep forgetting that. I always think it's just one. I'm like, oh, you're safe, but two's. It's when you look at it, it's a tough gig. You know, like there's 8 teams in a section, 4 play finals, and 2 get relegated.
Yep.
You know, like,
so 2 would.
You could be playing the last.
I have a problem with it.
You could be playing the last round to win for play finals, lose, you get relegated.
Yeah, it's cutthroat.
Well, the Section
That's
3
also 'cause
ladder.
I think 14 weeks.
Yeah. So the Section 3 ladder, if you have a look at that, they're the only section that you can basically ride off the bottom 2. I think that is the only section across Div 1 where the 2 teams are done. That's it. And I will, to close out, I did want to pose a question to you, but you're probably better to answer this. Mooroolbark, for example, and I'm sure there are many other clubs across the board. Mooroolbark were by far dominant last year in Div 2. Go up into Div 1. I have heard from a source that they do not wish to invest any money in players. Is it almost getting to the point where Div 1 sides have got to splash some cash to bring in some people, hence such a big difference between Div 2 and then jumping up to Div 1?
I think it's never going to hurt. Let's be honest. I think the gap between Div 1 and Div 2 is a lot bigger than it used to be.
Yep.
Like you used to be able to, if you came up from Div 2, you could, a lot of sides not only stayed up, they made finals but a lot of that used to, it was 10 sides in a section then. But yeah, I think the gap's a lot bigger than it used to be. The sides are coming up and pushing. They've got a lot of, they're under the pump from the get-go unless they can go out and either get a coach and a couple of players, or can get a couple of players to come across or keep all your players. That's also a hard one, you know, like, and then it can also come down to demographics. If you're an older club, well, it's probably going to be a lot harder than a young progressive club to get people in.
That's where I was going to say. It's not always about the cash, but it's about the facilities you have, the culture that you've got at the club, the people that are at the club. Like, people aren't just going to go to a club because you made Division 1. You've got to be an attractive club to go to.
Yep.
And whatever, that's a whole collective of things that people look at in terms of where they're going to go and play at.
And I think the other side of it is the gap. The gap's just, it's big now. It's a lot bigger than it used to be. It's I always said you could probably look at all the stats over the last 4 or 5 years. I reckon the majority of the clubs that probably came up from Div 2 have probably yo-yoed back down, or I would say, say 66% of them or something like that. There'd be a lot that sort of come up, come down, come up, come down, and don't cement themselves sort of in there.
But I also think that's also to do with the fact that when they do get promoted, they just go about their business with what they did last year. They don't actually try and look to, now we're in Division 1, we've gone up a grade, we're playing better players. What can we do a little bit better to become a better team than we were last year, as opposed to just rock up and, let's play again next year.
Yeah, same old.
And the other side of it is, and then then clubs' constitutions that become, we don't play players, blah, blah, blah. Well, you know what? What's a grand? Like, seriously, a lot of clubs, you probably make that on a Friday night at a club. If it means that you're going to stay up in Div 1, or you've got a better chance of staying up, wouldn't that be better to fork out $2,000, $3,000, whatever it is, to stay up instead of yo-yoing up and down, up and down? And then the other side is, if you're doing that, like, it's not, as you were saying, Toddy, it's probably not the most attractive place to go to. Like, what are you going to do? Smash it one year and then get smashed the next year, like. Yeah.
And sometimes you need a huge culture shock or a big change, and it can be that you bring in a coach, but you're like, right, we want serious change, to try and recruit some players. But that's not an overnight thing. Like, that takes time, and you got to be willing for, a little bit of loss and a little bit of hurt and pain to see some long-term gain. But a lot of the time, and I've always been, I say always, I don't think club coaches actually work as such as a coach that coaches the whole club.
Yep.
Oh, it's just this could go on for another hour.
Yeah, I know. So we won't.
It's a tough one.
Yeah.
No.
But
because
hey, to Mirrabak, you got a couple of games to go, smash someone. Oh
no, it's not. It's
exactly.
It's not just
Mirrabak.
I'm saying
they're grouse people down there. They're a good club. Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not. I just use Mirrabak as an example.
As is.
Aberfeldy, Vermont. You guys all play each other, and I'm sure there is, and it could be any of the relegated sides. I'm sure there are clubs knocking on the door of some of the people that play at those clubs and go, well, if you want to continue to play Div 1, come over here. We know you're good enough. Do you really want to play Div 2 or do you want to play Div 1?
And sometimes you got to, I think, look at it a little bit differently about how you recruit. Don't just look at who you're recruiting, but look at where you're recruiting them from. Are you taking a player from another local club that you know you're most likely going to be competing against? If you take their second best, third best player, well, not only does that help you, but it weakens them for when you play them next time.
Yep.
So
I think the hardest thing on that would be, and I'm not having to go at Vermont South because of talking to the people there when we played them first time around, like going into a season knowing that it's going to be a hard season, like it's going to be a slog. And talking to a couple of blokes at Vermont South, they said when they came up, they're like, we knew this was going to be a hard season. Like that's hard. Like good on them, but that's got to be the hardest place to be in. Like that's not even, you're sort of running into a season going, we're more than likely to get relegated, and it's
and it's hard. And sometimes
that's got to be tough for a club to do. And when everyone hangs around, but yeah.
And sometimes you got every intention of A, recruiting players, B, paying some players, getting a coach, whatever it might be, and it just doesn't happen. And then some of your players leave and go somewhere else, and you've gone from this grand plan of getting to Division 1 and becoming stronger, and it goes backwards. It's just it happens sometimes.
Yep.
All right, boys. We'll wrap up on that. Thank you, everybody. That's
good bowling.
Commented and good bowling, everyone. Like I said, I'll speak to you guys next week. I'll probably get the arse of skipper, so that's fine.
Toddy, enjoy a couple of weeks off, mate.
Yeah, that's it. I'm done for the season.
Very nice. I wish.
Lucky you,
all
man.
Right, all right, Unch. Good luck to you this
Toddy.
week. Who have you got again? Sorry.
Yes,
you
good
too,
luck.
mate.
Oh, yeah,
who we got?
You got
Whittlesey at home, I think.
Whittlesey. Yes. So have a good one, because then
looking forward to that. See Mojo and the lads having a couple of frothies.
Yeah, and then you're away to Vermont. So no, you don't have to travel too far, mate. Let's
just keep a lid on it, mate. We're going all right. We're going okay. We'll worry about this week first and run from there, eh?
No, beautiful. All right, fellas. Thank you, everyone, for watching. Thanks, everyone, for commenting. We'll see you all next week.